Hey guys, it's Gameface here, and welcome back to episode 71 of my Manchester City career mode. Now in today's episode, we've got a few games to get through. The first game's against Spurs in the league for us to get through pretty much straight away. Then we've got a game against Nottingham Forest to play. It's the replay of the game we played in the last episode. Was unable to get ourselves a win in that one. We have to go into a replay after a 1-1 draw in the previous episode. Then we've got a game against Burnley to play. We'll probably sim that one, to be honest. And if we have enough time, we'll get on to the second leg of that game against Bournemouth in the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. Potentially quite an interesting episode today. We could maybe have a couple of signings coming in. It really depends on outgoings, to be totally honest, so it might not necessarily happen. I'm pretty happy with the team we've assembled and the players that we've brought in, so I can't really see too many signings. Like I say, the only real signing that you might see is a goalkeeper coming in, depending on what Edison decides to do over the next few days when we find out. Before we get into today's episode though, if we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate it whenever you go ahead and do that. And let's crack on with today's episode. This is the side that I'm going to go with. Edison starts in goal. Tar, Ferreira, Nerik, De Bruyne, Sol. Then in front of that we've got Gabriel Jesus at centre attacking mid, along with Ribeiro there as well. Kyle Walker, Ferreira and Neymar the front three. So a little bit different, a few changes. Obviously a game in a few days time, so we have to be able to rotate the side round. We also played pretty recently as well, so there's some tired players. You can see the bench here, two full-backs on there. Got Manuel, Salina, Moreno, Richardson and Belotti as different options for us. And of course we will be rotating the team yet again for the next game against Nottingham Forest that we have to play. So there's going to be a lot of rotating this month in particular. We're halfway through the month now, or near enough. So yeah, there will be a lot of rotating because there's quite a few fixtures for us to get through. Let's see how we get on in this game. Hopefully get ourselves the 3 points. Okay, let's crack on with this game, see how we get on. We are going with the two at the back formation. If you're new to the channel or if you haven't seen the last few episodes, you might be wondering what the hell's going on. Maybe you want to look at the last couple of episodes just to make sure that you are up to date with things and to understand why I'm playing two at the back against a team like Tottenham. So far it's working pretty well. There's obviously been a few instances where it's not quite worked against certain teams, but we're still learning with this formation, and I think certainly will have a huge benefit for us going into the rest of this season. So we're going to pursue it, continue with it, and hopefully get some more good results with it as well. Like I say, so far I've been pretty impressed, but there's still a couple of things for us to work on, which I think we will be able to do in the upcoming months. I should also mention uploads are now at 4 PM weekdays and 12 PM on weekends as well. You guys voted for that, so that's exactly what is going to happen. Also an attack for Tottenham here, but Tarman just about prevent it. Ferreira in a great position here out wide. Really good opportunity for him. Maybe have to shoot himself. Ferreira will just get a strike away. Neymar goes for it. And actually, it's Ben Davies that's headed it onto his own crossbar. Really bizarre there. No idea why he's had to do that. And in fact, it can't have been because it's gone out for a goal kick. I'm sure he got the last touch. I'm pretty sure he wins the header. Comes off his shoulder and then onto Neymar. Gabriel Jesus. Looking to Neymar. Neymar's going to get on the end of that and shoot, and a good save by Lloris. Just about managed to come out off his line and managed to square up to him and just about prevent it from going in the back of the net. Great chance. Gabriel Jesus onto Kyle Walker. Needing a few men in the box, to be honest. Don't have that many forward other than Neymar. Kyle Walker coming inside brilliantly. Now it's Gabriel Jesus to finish it off. Oh, really good save from Lloris. Fantastic run though. Good bit of passing into the box. And in the final 10 minutes of the first half, nearly got ourselves the opening goal. Not quite. Gabriel Jesus had to stretch for that one. And got ourselves a corner. Going to be played short here. Neymar going to try and put in a good delivery. It's into the back post, and Lloris beats Kyle Walker to it. Half time, I'm going to say it again, 0-0, and we haven't managed to get ourselves the opening goal just yet. Frustrating, it keeps on happening in the first half, but we don't seem to find a close enough chance to be able to score from, so need to try and improve that. I think we're going to maybe look at the midfield a little bit, the position in the midfield, and their instructions as well, because at the moment they're not really helping us. They need to get into the box as much as possible, so we're just going to do that for both of them. Because at the moment it's literally just Neymar that gets in there, which isn't good enough really. Got to try and crowd the box if possible. Kyle Walker. Now it's Gabriel Jesus, certainly getting further forward. Gabriel Jesus shoots. Oh, really good save from Lloris. He stopped some great chances, has Lloris, so far in this game. Harry Kane, gets fouled, and actually the referee's allowed that to continue. Clear foul on Harry Kane. Should have been a penalty. Tottenham still have it. A little bit of a mess in the defence there. Got to try and get ourselves an attack going. And so close. Should have been given us a penalty. No idea why the ref's not giving it, but I won't complain too much because we've got ourselves an attack. Kyle Walker needs some support and couldn't come inside enough. Ribeiro switches it to Kyle Walker. Come on, Walker. Again, not enough support from anyone around him. Doesn't have enough players in the box. There's got to be some guys in there supporting him. They're too far back. I have no idea why, because look at the amount of players that they're throwing forward. Gonna have to make some changes now as well, sort of forgot to make them, and we now need to try and bring on some players to make an impact. Okay, all 3 changes. Moreno, Belotti and Cancelo all to call. Take off Kyle Walker, Ferreira and Ribeiro, and that means that Neymar and Gabriel Jesus now play at centre attacking mid, just behind the striker, although in game they're really not playing like that, how they should be, to be honest. So a bit frustrating, but we'll continue with it, and I think we'll have to take another look at the formation after this match now, and maybe look at the instructions again as well. Great delivery. Oh, good save. Son hits it really well. Had to be saved by Ederson. A corner for Tottenham. Still remains 0-0. 8 minutes to go. Got to be cleared here. Should have been first time. Don't take a touch there. Chance for a counter-attack though. Neymar onto Belotti. The fresh legs. Having to come back inside and look for a switch to Sol. And that's the last person I really wanted there. I was after Cancelo. Sol having to come inside himself. Now looking for Neymar, who didn't quite make the right run. The attacks have had to break down, I think, on the counter-attack. Moreno still going and shoots. Oh, just wide. Not bad on his left side. Neymar over the top here. Got to be to Belotti. Chests it down, looking for a shot. Gets blocked. 0-0. So it finishes. No goal. Absolutely hate 0-0s. So very frustrating for us. We obviously, with the team that we're always looking to try and win the game. Tottenham had a few chances. That's inevitable. It's always going to be tough sometimes when you've got 2 at the back. But certainly we had the best opportunities. Just didn't manage to make enough of them, and yeah, we need to take a look at the formation again. I want something that's going to have a bit more of a long-term feel to it than having to change every couple of games, to be honest. On to play development, going to continue with the exact same 5 drills again this week. We did change them a couple of times over the last few episodes, just 1 or 2 players. I'm just waiting to get certain attributes up across the board. Gomez goes up to 74 overall, that's fantastic news, getting so close to 75 overall now, and he's definitely looking like a Vincent Kompany replacement, which is really good to see, because Kompany should well be leaving, I think, in this transfer window. We'll wait and see obviously what offers we get in or whether the board decides to sell him. Speaking of transfer offers, we've got one in for George Cook. It's a short-term loan to Oldham. He's obviously 63 overall, 18 years old. We're going to accept it and let him get some game time. In the last episode, we also took a look at Sanson. He has accepted the contract. He could now join us for £40 million if we chose to do that. However, the signing of David Alaba last episode might well prevent that one from happening, to be honest. I don't know whether we necessarily need another centre mid or CDM, unless, of course, we were to get rid of someone like Gundogan. It really depends. We've got transfer for in here for Branco, another short-term loan. Happy to let a couple of guys go out, and we can reevaluate where they are come the end of the season. Still waiting to hear back from Ederson on exactly what's happening with this contract. It seems like he's got a contract refusal problem. We've received word that the client will not be looking to extend his contract. We didn't offer him a contract extension. We offered him a 0-year extension, so that's a bit strange. He says at the time his client is not decided if he wishes to remain at the club or seek pastures new. Okay, so we think we should be thinking in terms of future where he's not going to be part of the club. Okay. So basically, start thinking about getting rid of him if he's not going to sign a new deal. That's exactly what we're going to try and do, but it has to be for the right amount of money. It's going to be a lot of money if we're going to get rid of him, and I think we'll go with £70 million. A lot of money, but we'll see what they say. They've come back and said £60 million. That's why I changed from 60 to 70, because I just had a feeling that they might have matched it. £60 million is what they've come back and said. Seems like he could leave, I think, here. I'm reluctant to do it because he has been so good for us, but at the end of the day, if you don't sign a contract extension, then we've got to look at alternative options, and, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want him to run out his contract. I think he's still got 2.5 years left on it, though, to be honest, and I don't want the board to sell him without us knowing about it. I'd rather us sell him, us have a decent chunk of money to bring in a better goalkeeper. So what we will do is not accept that, but we will ask for, I think, £65 million, and reluctantly I would let him leave. So submit the offer. I'm expecting it to be matched. I'd be surprised if it's not matched. I know they have obviously increased their initial offer by quite a decent amount, but I still expect that to be matched, to be honest. Okay, so on to this next game now against Nottingham Forest, and that's obviously the replay of the match that we had in the last episode. This is a side that we're going to go with, a little bit different change formation here, just to kind of adapt to what Nottingham Forest are going to, I think, do with their team. So we're going to go with 3-5-2 formation. We're going to go with Carter in goal, Stones, Mangala and Gomez at the back. Then we've got Alaba and Gundogan in front of them. Raheem Sterling, Sané, Asensio as our midfield, and Belotti and Pereira starting up front. This is the bench I've gone with: Cancelo, Delph, Diaz, Richardson, Moreno, Silva and Gabriel Jesus. We'll see how it goes. I'm expecting them to play one striker, probably the centre attacking mid there as well. But yeah, we'll see how 3 at the back works out. Obviously not the 2 at the back that have been playing a lot recently, but I've just not been happy. I think what happens when you start messing around with the actual positioning of the players, like manually. I think it wrecks how they position themselves in game. And that's just, those guys there at centre attacking mid are much further ahead than where Asensio is there. I can guarantee Asensio will be playing further forward than those guys were in the last game. So, not really too sure why that is. I think it's just a bit of a glitch in the game that hopefully gets ironed out for the next FIFA. But hopefully we can get the positioning right in this game and get the players that are far enough into the box to obviously score goals. Okay, so let's go for this replay match against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully going to get ourselves into the next round smoothly in this game. Excited obviously to play Alaba again in this match. Hopefully another good performance from him. I think he scored and assisted on his debut, so not a bad way to introduce yourself into the side. Hopefully going to get ourselves a win and see whether the three at the back works as well. Chance here, Gundogan running forward and shooting. Going to fall for Belotti. Oh, onside as well. Good save by the keeper. Came off his line pretty quick to manage to smother that one. Gundogan to deliver into the box. Not a bad ball in, but just didn't have anybody there, sadly. And he's going to try again. It does do as well, but the keeper punches. Oh, wow. Should have just held on to it, surely. Go on. Oh, what a hit! That is from Gundogan. It's 1-0, 14 minutes in. What a screamer that is from him. So far away, and it's flown in the top corner. No stopping that. 14 minutes, and we've given ourselves the advantage here in the away replay match. Really happy with that strike. Obviously great to get an early goal as well, but what a hit that is. So good. The space just opened up. We sent a few players forward and caused our defence a few issues. Just look at this setup here and just hits it so well. No stopping that right into the top left-hand corner, and it's 1-0. Sané running across onto Raheem Sterling, who can now try and pull one back maybe. Sterling look for the right pass into Pereira. Oh, deflects so close to the bottom left-hand corner. And it is out for a corner as well. Let's put a delivery here with Asensio. Nice ball in. Magala's in there. Oh, connects with it. Nearly found its way into the back of the net, but just managed to be cleared by the defence. Sterling, go for a cross. Belotti, it has to be, and it is. It's 2-0. We've doubled our lead, and no longer will we be going into half-time at 0-0. We've managed to get 2 goals in this first half with about 10 minutes left of the first half, and Belotti gets himself a headed goal as well. He's not scored in a little while. He obviously went through a small period of scoring a couple of goals for us and being in good form, but this one's right on a plate for him. Raheem Sterling with a great delivery in front of the keeper and a nice little header past him. 2-0, and like I say, a good way to get towards the end of the first half. Belotti into Asensio, that's more like it, running past the defence. Asensio looked to make it 3, and he has done. That's surely the game wrapped up as well before half-time. 3-0, for once we've actually got ourselves a few goals before half-time, and the formation is clearly working. Nottingham Forest barely in attack. I've not even seen their attack half the time, and we're actually getting some players beyond the striker, beyond their defence, and it's the centre attacking mids. It's something that we haven't seen from that 2 at the back formation in the recent games, and Asensio has provided it for us there really, really well, running behind the striker and scoring the goal 3-0. Half-time winning the game 3-0, obviously in a fantastic position at the moment. It's not very often you can say you're winning 3-0 by half-time, so very happy with that. We should be already into the next round, to be honest, and I think that'll signal some changes here at half-time. So yep, all 3 changes, Moreno, Richardson and Delph all to go on. We'll take off Asensio, Alaba and Leroy Sané. Picked those 3 guys purely down to the fact that they are probably the players that are having the most impact on the game at the moment. So going to rest them and hopefully get them available for the next match that we have coming up. And also gives an opportunity for those guys coming on that maybe don't play quite as much to show us exactly what they can do. Richardson, I think this might be his first time playing for us, so he has 45 minutes essentially to try and do something great. I think he's 18 years old, 73 overall, it's something like that anyway, and he's looking pretty good overall wise for his age, so he deserves a chance, and he's going to play as a centre mid, which he can actually do as well as left mid. Well played, Sterling's won it back off the defender. Sterling now waiting for an option to play it forward. Sterling a look through to Pereira, who's now through. Great opportunity for him to make it 4. Pereira to shoot. Oh no, not a good finish. Blasts it wide. So close. Great start to the second half though. Good to see we're still making chances. Should probably do a little bit better, but I'll let him off based on his overall. Richardson running forward. Waiting for the right pass. Might have to go this one alone on his left foot if he can. Richardson to shoot. Oh, not that far away. Was waiting for a runner through midfield. Didn't quite open until the very last second. By that time, I don't decided to shoot. So close to maybe a ball through to Gundogan. Pereira. Want a pass to Moreno. Now needs some support though. Still going Moreno. Might have to go it alone as well. Shoots and saved. Belotti will try and keep hold of it. And played onto Raheem Sterling, who couldn't gather the ball. Still going. Great ball in. What a tackle that is. Who has done that? Richardson, I think, the substitute on his first appearance, preventing a certain goal there for Nottingham Forest. Really good interception by him. Would have definitely been our clean sheet out of the door there. So close to an opportunity for them to score, but what an interception from him. Really, really good defender. Pereira onto Moreno. Moreno's still going, waiting for Fabian Delph now. He's going to come inside on his left foot. It was red, but actually saved well by the keeper. Managed to get a shot away anyway. And 2 minutes left of this game. Another delivery here by Richardson into the box. This time, Gomez should have gone for it. Go on, Delph. Falls to Stones. Oh, not bad. That's it. We've won the game 3-0. Really good to get into the next round, of course, and to try and progress further in the FA Cup. Very happy to have done that, and obviously a convincing win in the end. All 3 goals come in the first half, which is very unusual for us. And yeah, really impressed with the way that we played. Of course, when you change the team at half-time, make so many changes, then it will obviously mean a little bit of a drop in the second half. That was probably right for the, in terms of the chance that we created. We certainly dropped off a bit, but actually the football we were playing was still pretty good. Okay, transfer offer in here, and that's for Rossi. Is this going to be another short-term loan? No, it's going to be one to Peterborough to go permanently. I'm pretty sure it has been transfer listed, so we will let him leave for 1.2, may as well just do that, to be honest. News from Kiln, they want to pay £64.5 million. Not happy to go 500 grand more, clearly. Yeah, we're going to have to decide what to do with this one. So then we're going to go ahead and accept it. No point asking for an extra 500 grand, I don't think. Reluctantly, I'm going to accept it, but I think it's right that we do this before he asks to leave, at the end of the season or whatever. If he can't make up his mind, then we're going to make up his mind for him and just sell him, basically, and get the most amount of money possible for him. It's a good amount, £64.5 million for a goalkeeper. Any keeper, to be honest, is pretty good. So we are going to accept it and hopefully get just under, I think, 60 million-ish in total for us to be able to spend. So happy with that. Obviously now we've got to start looking for goalkeepers, start putting in some bids ourselves. We could have probably used him as a trade deal to bring in another keeper, but I want to get as much money as possible for him to then put into another goalkeeper instead. And the player we're going to take a look at here is ter Stegen. Now obviously looks a fantastic keeper, same overall. I think maybe the same age, or is he maybe a year older? Not really too sure, but similar sort of keepers anyway, and it would certainly help us out massively, playing out from the back when we like to do that as well occasionally, and you can look at those attributes, absolutely incredible, really can't fault them too much at all. So I'll put in a bid, and I think it's going to be, to begin with, £35 million is what we'll go with. It's maybe a little bit stingy, but we'll see what Barcelona say to that. A few other options as well. Donnarumma, maybe to come in and sign for us. Obviously not the Donnarumma, clearly a regen, but still looks very good. 82 overall, 21 years old. He's Italian as well, 6'1", and stats-wise again looks pretty decent. So this is just other options in case we can't get another, ter Stegen through the door before this next game. So we'll go with, I think, £25 million. We'll see what they say. And the other option that we have is, of course, to re-sign Donnarumma, a player that we sold, I think, to Benfica. I'm assuming that's where we sold them to. £50 million is what we'll go with, but this is, like I say, it's a backup to the backup, I think. He could well rejoin us, to be fair. 6'5", 88 overall, 20 years old. He's certainly going to be one of the options between him and ter Stegen, probably. I might even leave it down to you guys in the comments section below. And then something even more different, to be honest, Jack Butland from Crystal Palace. 86 overall, 26 years old, and we're going to put a £25 million bid in. The reason why I'm going to go 25 is apparently it's been poor in recent matches. I don't think they'd accept a lower offer than his value, to be honest, but we're going to go with it anyway as a starting bid here. So before we end today's episode, we'll simmer a couple more days and see exactly whereabouts we end up with some of those deals. First of all, player sold, and that's Rossi going to Peterborough. We get just under £1 million for that deal, and a lot of bids rejected here. Barcelona saying they want £53.5 million for ter Stegen, and our initial bid was 35, so we obviously have enough money to be able to get that one over the line. It seems like we've got a lot of money now to spend, so that's obviously very good. We are going to put in, I think, a bid of maybe 42 we'll go with. I expect them to again ask for a little bit more, though. We'll see what they say to that. Player sold, by the way, hence why we've got a little bit more money to spend. Edison's left us £50.5 million, and that means that for the next game against Burnley, we won't have probably a first-choice goalkeeper. We've obviously got Cartu's 80 overall, but we won't have anybody better than that. £60.5 million added onto our budget, and now we need to try and sign a replacement keeper. Donnarumma, obviously not the Donnarumma, but they want £38.5 million for him. We are going to bid, I think, £30 million and see how close we are to their estimation of him. Benfica rejects the actual Donnarumma, a bid for him. We want £71.5 million for him, and I think we'll go 60. And finally, Crystal Palace saying they want £54.5 million for Jack Butland, over double what our initial bid was. And we will go with, I think, £38 million as our next bid. And here we go, a day later, we've got a lot of accepted offers. I think all of them may be accepted as well. Bidding for Fernandes as well, a player that we're looking to try and get rid of. a little bit reluctant to do it, but to be honest, he's not been that impressive. I don't see him having a future really in the team, so we are going to look to get rid of him. Sunderland put a £12 million bid in. We're going to ask for, I think, £16 million and see what they say to that. But great news on all the other deals. They have all been accepted now by their respective clubs, so really happy with that. So it's going to be down to you guys in the comment section below of this video to decide exactly which goalkeeper I end up signing. So let me know down below so that I can make that decision and obviously bring in the right player to hopefully finish off this career mode with. We're going to go with a 3-year contract, I think, with Ter Stegen, crucial first team player, and hopefully agrees to it. Much less on the wages there for the young Donnarumma. In fact, it's the old Donnarumma thinking about it. It's 21, not 20. We are going to go with imported first team player, probably fair, I think, for him. Obviously, just a little bit better than Carter in terms of overall. On to the actual Donnarumma. He is obviously 20 years old, 88 overall, incredible overall for his age. He's actually only wanting 25 grand a week, so it would certainly be a really good option. 5-year deal with him, crucial first team player. Let me know in the comment section below who you want me to bring in. A lot of people are obviously saying Ter Stegen, some people saying Courtois as well, and a few other players were mentioned like Oblak. I was really wanting someone a little bit younger than that to bring in, and also I think Donnarumma will be a really good option to make him return back to the football club after he left us, and of course Ter Stegen is certainly a player that I think Man.City have looked at in real life. Jack Butland, obviously that one was accepted too. He wants 130 grand a week. You see the difference between the players that are in the Premier League or in the major leagues for the major teams against those guys that aren't in some of the major sides. The difference in the amount of wage that they're demanding is completely different, isn't it? 130 grand a week for Jack Butland, yet Donnarumma was wanting 25 grand a week. Ridiculous. But that is it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Not quite enough time to get through this game against Burnley, but thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. I don't think we'll actually have an episode tomorrow, just to let you know. I think it's going to be the football video out tomorrow at 4 PM as opposed to a Man.City career mode video. It'll be back Thursday though, so don't panic. And that is everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.